Hey, hello everybody! Welcome back. And today we are here with episode 1 of what is a DrSeaDevil learning experience. I have an ulcer in my mouth that's really bothering me. I'm gonna have to really. I hate this. This is gonna bother me throughout the entire recording now. Right. As well as my dying voice. I did just record a bit of stuff for a later episode, but anyway, let's talk about today's episode, which is episode 1, all about my channel, bit more about the series. I noticed my channel wrong in my notes, pretty cool, and don't worry, you have not missed a premiere. These are scheduled to come out whenever, so they come out really rationally, but always will come out when a main episode will come out, as I said. And today we're going to be talking about the channel, how it came to be, we're talking about its origins, everything about DrSeaDevil that I can remember. And don't worry, if I miss something you want me to talk about, I can tell you in the comments down below. That's what they're for, to give me feedback and to tell me I missed something out. So I'm definitely going to do that. Also, we're going to talk about the 10th anniversary of my channel, not the videos. That's going to have its own special episode in 2028 when I first started making videos all the way back in December of 2018. But in terms of how my channel came to be, the 2nd of February 2016 is when I first made my YouTube channel. I have been on YouTube ever since I was a young'un, and single digits, mind you. And wow, it has been incredible. It's been an incredible ride. I've seen so much stuff. I think I made my first YouTube channel because of Dan TDM. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, I don't think I ever really thought of making a YouTube channel, like actually posting. I thought I'd just make one because obviously I wanted to use the like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to comment as well. And obviously I don't think you could have done that without an account even now, I think. So yeah, but that's why I wanted to make my own channel. But then in December of 2018, I was in a Robloxian high school server, and with a friend from primary school, and I decided to use the terrible, terrible Roblox record feature in order to record a video. I recorded a, what was it, 1 or 2 minute video. Wasn't meant to be anything, but it was a start, and it was the first ever thing I ever recorded for the channel, I'm fairly sure. And after that, I thought, man, a second, I could do more. I could record more. So I started to use the Roblox record feature to record more Roblox stuff. I recorded stuff like the emote dances for my longest videos ever. I then did myth hunting, which was actually one of my more popular things, and the reason I bring it back, which we'll talk about soon. I also did a few other things a lot as well. For example, I went into other games. I did Phantom Forces, I think, as well. So I did a bunch of videos that I found interesting, especially Arsenal as well. I think Arsenal's one of my favourite things I ever recorded, mainly because it showed how old Arsenal looked back then. Like, wow, I can't believe I've been playing Arsenal since 2018, or no, sorry, 2019 even. Might have been playing it earlier. I've no idea when I started playing Arsenal. I started playing it when it was old, when, like, people want tryhards all the time. So yeah, I've been playing Arsenal for a long time, and it was actually really interesting to look back, because at some point, I look back at my old content, and wow, it's crazy how games have changed, especially stuff like the myth hunting stuff and Roblox in high school, which is really cool. And so yeah, over time I started recording a bunch of stuff. I got into the SCP sphere, did a bit of Phantom Forces. Eventually I did JoJo Poses Sim, which is one of my most popular things on the channel in terms of how much I did it, as well as the views. It was pretty popular, for some reason. I have no idea why. I don't know why it was popular. But yeah, I did a mix of Arsenal, SCP, and JoJo Poses. That was my main stuff on the channel for a very long time. I then moved on to streaming. I did a lot of stream. Well, actually, I did streaming a bit ago, but I full-time streamed a lot, especially since I did Minecraft. I did a lot of playing with Rhetorici, which is the friend I talked about from primary school. I then also did a lot of TF2. There was the TF2 era of my channel, which was mainly because I obviously had this cool editor. I wanted to play more games, so I thought, you know what, why not play TF2? It's pretty cool. Yes, TF2 was one of my favourite games because I got to talk as well as play it. It was very cool. And I think I think I definitely need to come back to TF2 at some point because it was definitely one of my most favorite games I used to play. I probably would come back to it, maybe to finish all the achievements. There's so many achievements in that game, by the way, but I want to 100% the game. I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe even play on and off, because I do miss it. And yeah, so that's what I want to do at some point. I keep saying and I'm trying my best, but I'm trying my best for future me. Anyway, then I started doing that a lot. I started moving on with other content as well. For example, later on in 2021, I think it was, I had an update video. One of my first update videos I did. I've been doing a lot. And then I did some modern Minecraft. Which I didn't do a lot on, I'll be honest, because I had a series, and then later on I had another series, and then they both ended at the first part. I even had an SCP series on nuclear mode that also ended on the first part. Not sure what happened to that really, I'll be honest. And then I had Half-Life series that ended at the fifth part, so not as bad. And then I had a bit of a problem. I had a computer that wasn't working. So, unfortunately, my computer stopped working at some point. I think after the Christmas special or a bit before the Christmas special, my computer unfortunately wasn't working. Eventually, I got a new one, but I was scared to. I'm not sure why, but I was scared to record because I wasn't sure if it would do well. But I decided on a game. I decided on a no commentary game, and the reason I did no commentary was because the game was quite a story-driven game. DrSeaDevil, one of my most favorite games I ever played. I still need to 100% it as well, which I have to do in the future. But I did that, and that was probably one of the best things I've ever done, alongside Hello Neighbor. Beating Hello Creep when it was updated to fix everything was like the godsend, and that saved my channel. I got thousands upon thousands or hundreds of thousands of views. It was incredible. One of the best decisions I ever made on the channel. I don't know if I ever go back to Hello Neighbor. Maybe various times I would go back to it, but yeah, I don't think I could ever go back to the views I got on in Hello Neighbor. I might, I could go back to Hello Neighbor and, strive for some more views, but I feel like I want to do stuff that I more enjoy. But, if something interesting like the Freddy thing happens to Hello Neighbor, I might play it again. I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that's the whole reason why I did Hello Neighbor, because I wanted to play it, and it did very, very well on my channel. I mean, just look at the views. It did very well. Yeah, the Hello Neighbor has been such a big thing. Like wow. And yeah, so I continued doing that. Eventually I stopped. I did bring it back for, was it season 6? Yeah, probably. And yes, there's that. I'm not much of a Helena fan that much anymore, at least for the mods. I might come back to it though, you never know. You never know. Anyway, so yeah, and then I did the series as well, Goofy Runners. I wanted to bring Roblox a bit back to the channel because obviously, Pandemic has taken it over a bit. Didn't do very well, so I continued on. Well, I did a bit of Roblox here and there, but it was more than over a Hello Neighbor Roblox, so it still kind of helped. And then obviously the Hello Neighbor with and then I hit 100 subscribers. When was this? Let me fact check this. This is for the historians, or for me in a million years' time. On the 18th of August 2022, I reached 100 subscribers, and I actually built an entire, like, the prototype, that I built that in Minecraft, and I was gonna do something with it, and I didn't. So I decided to just make it 100. So I was just talking over footage of me in a in a you know in a bloody prototype Minecraft recreation on a super flat world. You can just see slimes everywhere. It's horrible. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, but yeah, that was really cool. I actually reached my first milestone, 100 subscribers, and now I'm nearly at 500. And I'm hoping to do something, maybe another talk where I go, I'm so happy I reached 500 subscribers. I'm tearing up at the thought of it. No, I mean maybe I'll do something like that, but like I'm not something like that. No, I'm more like tear up and start crying over 500 subscribers. No, but like maybe a little talk, or maybe there's something extra. I don't know. What do you guys want to see? I don't know. But if you want to see something cool for 500, just tell me down below. I don't know. Do you want me to like jump off the Eiffel Tower? Do you want me to like skydive? Do you want me to like stare at the sun and go blind? I don't know. Let's have a look. What can I do? Obviously, bro, I did my one of my biggest ones, my biggest mods, which was Progression House. That was like 8 parts. That was like massive for me. I also did Tinykin as well. Tinykin was really good. Tiny builds Tinykin. I should have bought the game at some point. I didn't. So oops. But yeah, Tinykin was one of my favorite games I ever played. It was the demo. It literally just came out, so I thought, you know what, it's new. Why don't I watch it? And yeah, I think that did really well. I think Tinykin was one of my favorite games I ever played for the channel. That was like a new, just came out game. So yeah, that was really fun to play. Maybe I'll buy it and play it through in the future. And then I made one of my most successful things I've ever done, which is the Hell Neighbor playlist. Unfortunately, it's broken now. I might fix it later, or maybe someone else will have to do it. I'm not entirely sure. But essentially, I made an entire playlist go through every single Hello Neighbor video by like Tiny Build or Nikita or anyone who's like associated with Hello Neighbor, which yeah, literally goes over everything Hello Neighbor. One of the best things I ever made. I continue added to it. Again, yeah, I might have to fix it in the future. I also might re-upload some of EMG stuff. I'm not gonna go into why, but if you know what happens, you know why I'm going to be doing that. That or someone else will re-upload it. I want to find a one that actually, looks decent. So yeah, I'll think about that when it comes to it. On the 29th of August 2022, I might have used it a bit earlier, but hang on, I'm gonna burp on me. Jesus Christ. I came up with a closing sequence. Very simple. It just said subscribe and then a little picture of DrSeaDevil. Pretty simple, but it marked the end of a video. I thought that was pretty cool. I think I'd stopped using it after a while. Uh, but still, it was the first ever closing sequence I've ever done. So pretty cool. I was very happy with it. And yeah, that was fun. Not sure what happened to a 200 subscriber special, but there was a late 300 subscriber special where I did every single Doctor Who spin-off titles on, and I shoved it on Vimeo because copyright, obviously. This is on the 2nd of October 2022. So yeah, I actually, wow, for only a few months past, I'm already at 300. That was really cool. Did I say 500? I'm actually at 387 subscribers, so 400 subscriber special. I can't read. Anyway, yes, I'm nearly at 400 subscribers, and yeah, so basically 3 years ago I was at 300. Well, I was beyond 300, but just I was late at the time. I won't be late again, I promise. Well, I'll try not to anyway. But yeah, this was really cool. I feel like this is more like a gift from me to you about for hitting 300 subscribers, and maybe I could do that as well. I could do another like cool little video. But yeah, thank you so much for those 300 subscribers, and it actually showed me how much I was growing. That was really fun to look at. So yeah, I'm happy about that video. I think that was really fun. And then Secret Neighbor was something I definitely enjoyed a lot, and I made my own map for it. I have to have a look back at that Secret Neighbor map because I think that'd be really cool. I'm not sure if anyone actually downloaded it and tested it. I might even fix it, who knows? But yeah, I have to go see how that map holds up because it's massive. It's based off the Alpha 1 floors thing, I think. I don't know if I ever finished it. I think I did, but I'll have to check if it's playable. But yeah, I went through a lot of stages. I made a lot of videos whenever kind of like a devlog, if you will. I made a lot of like videos on it. So, for example, I first made a few maps to the early prototype, and I think the prototype. Then I made a big house, which was my newest one. Then I made it into beta with cool subtitles. That's my first video as well, where I used different subtitles, which I was very proud of because it showed how creative I was, and until I stopped using subtitles. But anyway, not anymore. I'm doing my subtitles now like a good boy I am. Anyway, yeah, I went into beta, and then I went to pre-release, and I think I eventually finished it. I'm not sure where I did that, but yeah, I'm fairly sure I finished it. If not, it was stuck in pre-release. Boo-hoo. Anyway, really love being creative, and I really love the Hello Neighbor editor. That was really cool. But yeah, maybe I finished it, maybe I didn't. If I didn't finish it, maybe I'll finish it in the future. But yeah, that series of A Big House, very creative name, I really enjoyed. And then an idea, a very interesting idea. On the 21st, yep, the 21st of October 2022, I created the first pilot or the first episode of the Half Telegram. I didn't know what it was at the start. I first did it on the channel, and then I decided, well, all these other channels have second channels, third channels, fourth channels, and that kind of stuff. Why don't I do the same and see what happens? So, the first ever spin-off, the Half Telegram, was made. Now, obviously, it wasn't called that yet. That was the day after, on the 22nd is when I made my channel, or the 21st. But I uploaded the first episode as well as the declassified on the 22nd, and I'll talk about those in a future episode. But yeah, what I'm going to say though is that it first originated on the main channel, and it was my first ever spin-off. And then later on I think it was December, I first did a trailer called Soon for 3 seconds, but then afterwards I made a video on the 5th November 2022, which was unknowingly the fourth channel, which was the Bonix Adventures. I'm not sure. I don't think I ever did Minecraft versions was called at the start. I don't think I ever posted the pilot for Minecraft versions or Minecraft versions, what I called it. But it did exist at some point. I'm just not sure when. But again, that's for a future episode. They're going to have their own episodes in the future. But yeah, just saying though, the second and the fourth channel were posted on the main channel, and then we're moving to another channel. It was more of an oversight, right? But I thought, grind up some what do you call it? Some hype, and then actually make the channel start uploading the videos. Thumbs up. Anyway, moving on. I made a video on the Power of the Doctor when it came out. That was pretty cool. I should do some more reviews on Doctor Who. I was going to do some on the War Between the Land and the Sea, but a lot of stuff got on the way, so I wasn't able to do it. And I'm gonna maybe wait until Disney release if I actually am gonna do it, but we'll see what happens in the future. I then obviously kept doing more Hello Neighbor. I did a lot of Hello Neighbor. I even released the animated series episode 2 clip of season 1. Do you remember when that came out? That was ages ago. Oh my god, we were all like 80 back. We were all like 5 back then. Now we're 80 now. Oh, we're so old. The grey hairs are everywhere. But no, I remember being in the premiere for that. Hype, hype, hype. It was so cool. And that was after my audios thing that I came out with, the Half Telegram. We didn't talk about audios. The audios sucked. And then the roadmaps came out. I think the roadmaps were better than the audios because they're actually cool. I did do audios, of course, on the roadmaps, but that's because they were like audio based in some way. But anyway. Oh yeah, I made my first roadmap on December 22. I don't remember when. I think it might have been the first. Let me just double check that. Was it the first? It was the 13th. Okay, close. But yeah, this was my first ever roadmap. Pretty low quality, but I think it was pretty cool. And yeah, I definitely did enjoy doing the roadmaps. It just kind of like got in the way of confidential. But maybe I'll bring the roadmaps into confidential some point, because I think it'd be really cool to look at a month. Maybe I'll even do it monthly, so I could make one video. I don't know, let's say I make a video in the 1st of April, and I go over everything's gonna happen in April, and then when I make, I don't know, episode 5 in May. I'm forgetting what month comes after April. That's bad. Yeah, if I make an episode in May, I go everything in May. That's an idea. But anyway, that's for future confidential episodes I need to ponder on. Epic. Anyway, then we move on to Doctor Who releases. I'm not going to talk about much here because, again, it's going to get its own episode. But all I'm going to say about Doctor Who releases, again, another great series. was doing really well, and I might even bring it back, but I just need to find a better way of doing it, really. And it was also riddled with copyright sometimes. Of course, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make money off it if I ever did again, if I was monetized, but we'll have to see. But yeah, it was an interesting idea though that I was interested in doing. And then 2023 came along which I made literally the second midnight came in 2023. I made a quick video. I was pretty quiet. There was stuff in the background. It was terrible, but yeah, it marked the 2023 era of my channel, which brought a lot of things. Firstly, the second episode of Roadmap came out, and one of the best things I've ever done. I keep saying this a lot, but I need to clear this myself. Okay, one of the most favourite things I've ever done. The new closing sequence on the 2nd of January 2023. I uploaded, maybe I used it earlier, but I uploaded the season 5 closing sequence of my channel. Again, it was very simple. Obviously, I actually put some effort into it. A little called TARDIS in the background. I had me drinking my tea because I'm British. I had a nice little Sonic on the table. Subscribe, watch my other crap because I'm so edgy and using swear words. And then I had little boxes to indicate where the videos would be for future me. It was very simple, but one of my most longest lasting closing sequences on my channel. And one of my favorites, actually. It's actually, I'm honest, it kind of stuck weirdly. It was kind of like, I kind of liked it for some reason. I have no idea why. I really liked it, and I don't know why. Because it was so simple. But I don't know. It was strange. It was strange. And then we came up with a spin-off. And a new spin-off, but this was on the main channel. At the time was the Laugh Gamer Confidential, now known as DrSeaDevil Confidential, the Series 1. Which is actually in I'm not going to talk about it here again. They're going to get their own episodes. I know I keep saying it, but they are. I want to reserve it for that. I'm just going to say it was a very late idea. Came out on the 5th of January. It meant to come out way, way, way earlier, which is actually 3 days earlier. But shut up. But yeah, it was an oversight. But I'm happy I came up with it because I think Confidential is one of my favorite things I've ever done. In a sense, you could say what is a kind of confidential, but I feel like it's more of a documentary or an educational kind of thing. That's what I think. But talk about education. I made 2 different title sequences. Can you believe it? So I made the new title sequence, the one you saw in season 6, sorry, on the 4th of February 2023. Hang on a second. Huh. Never mind. I made a new title sequence, the one I stuck with as well. This is the one without the Robert's character and without the 4:3 aspect ratio, which that version was actually uploaded the day after on the 5th because I wanted to test it out. It didn't really work, and also it was pretty terrible. Let's be honest. Anyway, yeah, very, very, very fun to do. And I'm very happy I came up with the title sequence thing. I think it's one of my favorite things I've ever done. Well, yeah, that was pretty cool. And I'm happy I'm keeping up the title sequence trope. Happy I'm putting more effort into it as well, making it different to than just Roblox and yada yada and blah 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 whatever. So yeah, I'm very happy with how titles come. But again, they're gonna have their own episode in the future. There's certainly a lot of episodes that I'm gonna make on all different types of things. But for now, I just want to go over them in short, and then I go over them in full in the actual episode. But anyway, I'm gonna stop. Okay. If I don't mention anything in full, it's probably gonna mention the episode. But you can still ask me about it anyway. I don't really mind. Again, another this little tidbit. Lost in Time came out. Doctor Who Lost in Time, the little mobile game. I still play it on the daily, and I uploaded its theme. That was pretty cool. I didn't really need to upload its theme because it's actually just the 13th Doctor's theme, but whatever. And then one of my most popular videos came out. One of my most popular. The most popular is like a Hello Neighbor video. Not sure why I have so many views, but thanks. Maybe I will bring back the Hello Neighbor series, who knows. But one of my most popular videos was Doctor Who. It was every single Doctor Who theme. This was the cut down version. I'm not sure what happened to the full version. I think I might have accidentally deleted it. Very annoying because I can't find it anywhere on my computer. But then again, it probably took up like a terabyte disk space or something. So fair enough. But this was over 120 themes from TV, Big Finish, lost themes, unused themes. Very, very fun to do. And it's very fun to go through those. It was actually my homework playlist for a long while until I just started listening to actual normal songs like on Spotify. But yeah, it was I think it was very fun to actually find these themes, if anything. Putting it together was all a bit, put a bit of text, put a bit of image, cool. But no, actually finding the themes was really cool. I found so many themes I didn't even know existed, which is very fun. And yeah, very time consuming, but definitely worth the wait and the 2 hours that it runs for. And then I started making a few more varied stuff, like on Minecraft, for example. I did the Bedrock River on the Bedrock. That's a mouthful. And also the history of Lunar Notables 100 Days, one of my less popular videos, because I think I could have done it a bit better. And also, anyway. And then I went back to JoJo Poses because got an update. Very happy about that. And I mean, honestly, I just need to find any reason to go back to that game. Let's be honest. And then I went on. Romance 6 came around. The Burdex Adventures got its own title sequence, which I released. And then for a while, I released Confidential Series 2. That was pretty cool. But then for a while, silence. And the Christmas special came out. A Doctor Who spin-offs title sequences came out. The new game, the DevGam, came out, and then silence. This is because I was confused for a second. I didn't know what I wanted to do for the channel. This is again another burnout thing. I wasn't sure where I was going to go. This is around the time I started using the season stuff, so I started labeling stuff as season 1, season 2, season 3, and so on and so forth. But I didn't know what I was going to do for season 6. I was a bit confused, and then I thought, okay, I'll do a confidential first, lay a ground. Because this new confidential thing is really cool. I get to, well, firstly, actually make it so it coincides with episodes, which is what I wanted to do in the first place. But also, I wanted to, lay a ground and see what happens. And then I came up with this new idea as well, totally. I thought, there's always that made for kids button on all my videos. I never use it. Why don't I use it? I wanted to make something around it. And then Totally was born. My less popular things, I think Confidential was just a bit better. But yeah, very fun thing to still do, and I do enjoy doing Totally, going behind the scenes with my kid and doing extra things as well. For example, the poll's pretty cool. The new series I'm doing, Escaping the Cage, is really fun to do as well as the roadmaps, all that kind of stuff. I think I do enjoy doing Totally, but I do enjoy doing Confidential a bit more because it's just me yabbering instead of going. And now we're going to go into this. That was interesting. Now we're going to go into this. Wow. Now it's the end of the episode. And then, full-fledged. Literally, season 6 was one of my best series. I was going ham on uploads. I was uploading 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week, depending on when the cut down versions of Confidentials came out. So yeah, I was uploading. It was my favorite thing to do. I really did enjoy doing this stuff, and I still do enjoy doing it now. This essentially season 7 is a better season 6 in a way, which is what I was hoping it'd be, because yeah, it's like wow, all this cool stuff is coming out. Oh my god, everything's on fire, and then but in a good way. Everything's on water. I don't know what's a good term for everything's on fire. And I think one of the best things to come out of season 6 wasn't Confidential season 2. It wasn't totally, but the Myth series, one of my most popular series of Roblox at least, and one of my most favorite series to do on the channel. Started with Rust, and we're still going strong to this day. Episode 1 came out on, well, actually, technically, I already did Myth hunting, but I stopped doing it all the way back since my channel started. But on 21st September 2024, I played Rust. Rust's new game or old game, which I did. I then went on to do other myths, and it was Epic. Yeah, I'm all over the place. Sorry. Let me get a bit of tea. Mmm, yums. Right. Anyway, but yeah, myth hunting was one of my most favorite things to do, and I'm very happy to bring it back because it's just really one of my most favorite series, I guess. Yeah. And then we went on with SCP Containment Breach, the 3-part series. Another of my favorite parts. It showed me not only playing with another person, but also playing a game I really wanted to play. This was actually recorded like last year. I think it was really more of an oversight. I was going to record. I was gonna like release it in 2020 in 2023, like season 5, but I just never did. And I thought, as a finale and being one of my most favorite series in existence, I thought, what the hell? Why don't I just play it? And I am so happy I did because it's one of my most favorite series, and I really do miss the person that was in those videos. Anyway, and then Into the Vortex came out. Into the Vortex was really, I think honestly, I could have treated that series a whole lot better. I don't think it really lived up to my expectations, but I'm happy I'm actually re-releasing the episodes. Let newer people on my channel experience Into the Vortex again, or for the first time, and then let older viewers experience it again. Because I wanted to. I feel like with the Telegram and the Burning Adventures, they have a more bigger following because they were released more, in back in the good old days or something, where Interval it's a more newer series. It had less editing in it, had less production put into it, and therefore wasn't treated as well. But I still want people to see it, to remember it. And I feel like it was one of my more special series though, because it's more original. It's a mod pack that I made, and I wanted to show people what I made. And again, it was more like a trailer for it because I was constantly updating it as I was playing it. I think episode 26, the final episode, was on like not a new version, but it was definitely one of the more newer versions nowadays. Anyway, I still need to update that mod pack. I should probably do that. I'll do it after this episode. I definitely need to. I think it's been a few months. New year, new me. Got to update that mod pack. No, and then I came out with minisodes. I came out with clips. That was pretty cool. The minisodes were pretty cool. It allowed me to add more exclusive content to already the massive amount of content that I was already doing. Wow. And yeah, very fun. The Doctor Who stuff came out, the War Games Color, the Oopsie Proms, made some videos on that. Probably going to get a few copyright strikes on that. Confidential Series 3 was released alongside the Myth Hunting Episode 2 as my Christmas specials. I did overviews on Joy to the World and the War Games in Color. By the way, those are kind of like reviews, but I call them overviews. I'm not sure why, but cool. Pardon me. And then and this is something I want to mention as well in terms of history. Oh my god, I'm dying. Have you ever heard of Cape Who? It's this YouTube series. It's a Doctor Who series on Gmod. It's a really good series. I really recommend you check it out. Series 3, whatever they call it, episode 2 just came out a bit ago. I really recommend you watch it. It's really good. If you can watch it from the start, if you can bear through season 1, it really helps you understand season 2 and maybe even possibly series 3. But he's gonna remaster season 1 at some point, so just keep an eye out for that stuff. I'm using season and series. I keep getting them mixed up. But yeah, anyway, just make sure to watch it. It's a very good series. Unfortunately, I still have the clips for what I was gonna do, but I just don't think it lived up to my standards. Maybe I'll do it again in the future. I don't think it's gonna work out for me. I need to redo them. I need to actually script it properly, all that kind of stuff. Because I feel like if I released it now, if I finished it now, it would not do well, and I don't think it would be one of my most proudest things to done. So yeah, I'm gonna not do that kind of stuff. I'm gonna leave that for another day, for future me, maybe in a few years' time. But yeah, I wanted to mention that because obviously firstly that was a New Year's clip, mind you. That was the first ever video in New Year, which was what 2020 was it 2025? Yeah, 2025. Wow, that was last year. Jesus, I'm old. And yeah, that was. I think that was pretty. I think I needed to mention that because obviously it's been a year now and nothing has come out. Uh, Obviously, these things don't take like 5 seconds to make, but they also don't take years to make half the time. Sometimes it might take 2 years though. But yeah, I wanted to mention it still because obviously nothing came out that had that exact clip. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, maybe I'll come back to it later. Who knows? The music experience was pretty fun. But again, that's just a copyright strike just waiting to happen. So fun. The Myth series. Sorry, that was what am I laughing at? Jokes. Oh my god. The Myth series, the Swelter series, and or the Myth series because I kept doing a lot of it. Was one of my most fun things to do. Especially there's also that Doctor Who title sequence thing I did as well. But the Myth series was more my favorite thing to do. But yeah. Like, oh, wow, the closing bits, like 7 months ago. When was that? That was June, wasn't it? So July. So yeah, up to July when I did the myth hunting stuff, the Doctor Who title sequence stuff, Swelter and Meta Runner titles as well. That was really one of my most favourite bits to do, especially those like special title sequences I made for some of the episodes. I think I really liked that because that actually broadened my creativity. And then we had a minisode with the confidential that was unheard of. I think that was really fun. It was around the time I actually started making like thumbnails for my stuff. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Not sure why I'm not sure why is that order. And then yeah, and then I did the 62 years of Who to celebrate 62 years of Doctor Who because well again Doctor Who's my favourite. I came out again with another with episode as well. I played on Hypixel where I lit the camera and talked about the Christmas special that returned, as well as a bit of an update to my channel. And then here is season 7. One of my favourites. I'm gonna keep saying this sometimes, but okay. But actually, this time it's one of my most favourite seasons. I'm gonna tell you why. The videos are more higher quality. Confidential actually has a thing to it. Totally is actually being a bit more higher quality, but not too much. And I think it's just going swimmingly. And honestly, I just really enjoy doing it. I've been adding thumbnails to everything. I'm actually, putting work into my stuff and making sure everything's subtitled properly or to my best of my ability. Make sure stuff at least try and come out on time. It's going great, and I'm very happy with the work that I'm doing. But yeah, honestly, I think, honestly, starting this channel has been one of the best decisions in my life. I'm not sure if I ever, like, stop doing it, but I have no signs of stopping. So, and it's like I'm up with a video saying, I, di- I didn't want to make this video, but unfortunately, I'm not going to continue. And then to come out with a video like that, where I do a big sigh with the dog in with like a dog in my hands, like a pet with I don't know, a ukulele and start playing it. I'm not gonna be stopping this channel anytime soon. But yeah, but I think yeah, honestly, one of the best decisions I made in my entire life, and I have no signs of stopping. I will never stop this channel until the day I die, literally until the day I die. Maybe I'll hand it down to my grandchildren, like I bestow this power upon you, a YouTube channel. That'd be funny. Imagine hearing a different voice behind the screen. That would be really funny. Just like, oh yeah, by the way, my grandchildren are gonna be playing Roblox for you guys now. I wouldn't see myself doing that, but it'll be funny. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this iteration of what is a DrSeaDevil learning experience. The first episode, a bit all around the place, but thankfully just a tiny bit more scripted. I also want to take this second just to appreciate you guys again. Thank you so much for just being there over my channel. Just being there for me. I know it's not officially the 10th anniversary of my videos, but it's the 10th anniversary of my channel, and still I'm still happy I made this channel. I'm still happy to be making videos for you guys, making what I enjoy, making what you guys enjoy, and just see what happens. Just trying out new things. It's one of my most favorite things to do on this channel, so I'm very happy about all of that. And I'm happy to do longer videos, which I'm doing right now. I'm looking at this like probably 40 minutes long. Can I calm down? No, I cannot calm down. Thank you guys for watching, and I really hope you guys will enjoy the new iterations. I'm looking to release a new episode, possibly. Bear with me, bear with me. Where is it? think it's in March. It will be most likely on the 4th of March, if not a bit earlier, and it'll be detailing about Roblox. What is Roblox for the channel? I hope you guys will enjoy that episode, and I hope you guys will enjoy any future content along the way. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments. I answer all the comments I can, so just go in there and go wild. But don't go too wild. I need a bit of, time to myself. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I haven't said that a lot. Stay tuned, and I'll see you all in the next one in a month's time. Goodbye. Oh, and final moment. I won't be saying when the next episode comes out sometimes because maybe I have a different idea that will come out a bit sooner than the next episode. But I'm just saying for now, I know that this one will come out on the 4th of March 2026 about Roblox. Just if I don't say when the next episode is coming out, just I don't know, be scared or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a post on Twitter or YouTube. Anyway, until the next one, guys. Love you all. Stay tuned. Make sure to like and subscribe and stuff if you like the video, and if you want to see more content from me, which would be a bit surprising, but your choice. Cool. This has gone too long. I need to subtitle all of this. Oh my god, it'd be horrifying. And I need to edit it as well. Oh, it's even more horrifying. And I need to record myself shooting people in video games so I can put it as background footage. Oh, the horror of being a YouTuber. It's horrible. Anyway, I'm going to stop ranting. Goodbye.